Alright, so today is the day that we go to our cabin. We're doing a cabin weekend, me and the parents. And I have never packed as much as I've packed for a 3 or 4 day thing. So I'm like starting to lay things out. This is just like the clothes area, but check this out. This is ridiculous. Yep, that's happening. It's basically an entire studio that I'm taking along because I'm gonna produce a television show. I don't know what it's gonna look like. It may suck, but I'm doing it anyway. We gotta go do our business because after we're done doing business, we're gonna get in the car. Right, Chewy? We're gonna get in the car and we're gonna head up to, I think it's pronounced Kamal or it could be Camel. I'm trying to come up with some sort of storyline for the video that I'm putting together. Part of what I want to do, part of the fun of this little break is that I get to work on, my little video stuff. I just don't know what the storyline's gonna be. It could be family goes to cabin and hikes in woods with dogs. That's the storyline. Nobody wants to watch that crap. That's stupid.
Welcome to our little cabin in the woods. I feel like a pioneer back in a covered wagon.
This must be what the Donner family felt like.
What the Donner family. All we have to do is find someone to eat, and we'll be ready to go. That's horrible. It's gonna get cold here tonight.
It's actually kind of getting chilly already.
Yeah, you can feel it. It's going down in the 40s.
Okay, so we have now arrived at the house. This is the diary room. It's out on the porch, so we get this nice kind of, rustic feel. And let me just tell you about rusticness. So this house is 8 square feet. It's made of wood, and they said that there's Wi-Fi in the house. We asked specifically, what's the internet speed? And they came back with an email that said, oh, there's Wi-Fi. People have streamed things. So I'm like, okay, that means it's probably gonna be slow, but it's not, it'll be tolerable. You could stream. I get here and I do a speed test on the internet and it's 0.28 megabit internet speed. It buffers trying to stream audio. So that's thing one. Thing two is the beds are terrible. They're just too soft. So if you're into that. The water pressure in the house is questionable. It's a well. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Seriously, like if you needed to get here, or if you were trying to get here by happenstance, this is not happening. You literally have to drive this road that has, like a sheer cliff on one side, and it's one lane. Like if you have 2 cars that need to go, opposite directions, one has to back up. It can't be done. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. What's nice though is it's nice and cool. The leaves are already starting to change up this far north, which is great. But anyway, back to the point. There's water pressure that comes from a well, and so it's kind of like someone just like kind of spitting at you, like, the water pressure is just not very good. We're gonna go up Route 6, which is the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania, which I didn't know was a thing. Oh, okay. So we're almost to New York. That's how far north in Pennsylvania we are. Probably we're gonna take the dogs with us, so they can get out and get some exercise and sniff some crap. Yeah.
So it's early morning at this cabin up in the north mid to northwestern part of Pennsylvania. Not as far over as Erie, but for those of you who know where Wellsboro is or Mansfield, it's up that way. So we're just looking at a getaway. We're tired of the COVID lockdown and we needed to go somewhere where they won't check your papers. So we're up here in this part of Pennsylvania to see the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania, a place we've never been. And also, because today is October 1st, the leaves are changing, and I am a huge leaf change person. I love it so much. It really brings just a joy to my soul and such. So the rusticity of this facility as Matthew has probably described to you, can be overlooked and dealt with because it's what we expected. It's a cabin. It's early morning. I do have on pants, so just so you know, because it's cold out here. It's like 49 or something. So, but other than that, we'll get ready, have some breakfast, and go out and see what we'll see.
Good morning and welcome to Camel, Pennsylvania, where we're having a very nice morning. It's beautiful. The sun is shining, although we're under the canopy, so it's not quite, it's not quite bright down here, but it is beautiful out there. You can look up through the trees and see it. We're starting to see some color, and the dogs had a wonderful night, although Chewy had a little bit of trouble. He had to get up in the middle of the night, and he came into our room and tried to jump on our bed. Didn't work out so well for him. But it's a very rustic cabin, and I love it, even though the bed sucks. But it's October 1st, and welcome to the month of Nancy, and I'm looking forward to having a really good time. So hopefully we'll get to tell you all the wonderful things we get to do, and hopefully we're going to see some wildlife and some neat stuff that'll drive the dogs crazy.
I see you, baby. That's wild enough.
What a mess. All right, we'll talk to you later, or your father's going to get weird.
This is the house. It's not very small, not very big. It's very small.
Very small.
This is our rustic kitchen.
But it has a microwave, which I didn't think it had, but it does.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This
You didn't.
is a beautiful gas burner. This gas stove is beautiful.
Oh, nice.
So the appliances are really good. But it is rusty.
Yeah, it is. So this is the living area, and they have this little tiny TV, but that's a useless piece of gear.
No.
And then this is bedroom number 1, which is where the parents are staying, because the bed in the master bedroom is just way too small for 2 humans. So this is where Chewy and I are, and of course all my gear, which is kind of overkill for sure, but it is what it is. So anyway, this is the house. There you go. Here's the happy doggy. I love that. Chewy, no. Oh, Chewy sees another dog. No, we're just gonna do the background. Yes. This is not gonna do it justice. This is the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. So Mom's back. No, Dad's still peeing. It's a process. So Mom got her cookies.
Yay!
We were not going to stop because Mom and Dad are used to themselves starving. I am not. So we stopped so I could get a little sandwich thingy. But then Mom went in to pee and saw these cookies. And they look so good.
Yeah.
So we thought we
And
would
then I
get some
couldn't decide
cookies.
between chocolate chip or peanut butter.
So you
chocolate
got both.
Chip. Yeah. I'm on vacation.
That's awesome. Today we went to the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania, which I have to say is actually more impressive than I thought it was going to be. Considering that I've been to the actual Grand Canyon, the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania is still pretty cool, I gotta say. And with the leaves changing up here in the northern part of Pennsylvania, it's actually pretty, it's worth going, I would say. The Grand Canyon was definitely very cool and worth going out. We did kind of like a little tiny hike. We took the dogs. My mom is a aggressive driver, and she likes to take turns fast and kind of slam on the brakes pretty quickly, and so kind of jostled Chewy around, and Chewy ended up throwing up in the car and started like hacking. It was an ordeal.
I am a woman who likes speed, and I like to drive. And even my son Matthew has commented that I come into corners hot. So that but I find that fun. I feel a little bit like Mario Andretti, and I kind of enjoy it. But it didn't work out so well today because I threw Chewy to the floor, and then he started puking, and that was not good. And then we had to stop the car, and Matthew had to get out with him, and then he was like going for like another half an hour. People were for whatever reason. I don't know, something's wrong. But he's better now, so I feel a little bad about my driving. Anyhow, what I want to really tell you is about Wellsboro. What a sweet little town. We drove, it took a long time to get there because all the roads are, 40 is the speed limit, so, And I really wasn't going more than the speed limit, pretty much. Pretty much, I wasn't. Anyhow, it looks like a Hallmark town. It looks like, I bet they have a harvest festival in this place. So we're going back tomorrow, and I'm going to find out if there is a harvest festival. And JK, if JK's around, she will come to the harvest festival because she's like a Hallmark aficionado. So it's a beautiful place. I can't wait to go back. There's little eateries. We're not going to take the dogs so I can drive. But do they have wine slushies? I'll tell you. I tasted the wine slushie. Did you taste it, Matt? It was awesome. I mean, it was a little sweet, but it was really good. For a middle of nowhere taxidermy and wine slushie place, it was an awesome experience.
Oh my gosh,
There's a guy in this town that does Scrooge, and they do it every year. He's always been doing it, and for the few weeks building up to the performance, he spends his time walking up and down the street.
being Scroogey.
Yeah, get out of here. And he said sometimes people are offended, but when they realize they're being yelled at by Scrooge, they want to get their picture with him.
I think you should. I think we're here. I think you should.
What are we doing?
Comics, it's an olive oil company.
Ooh, oh, you do like, and Allie likes that stuff too, yeah. Are you gonna go in?
Spices, rubs, sauces, and marinades.
Yeah, it might be a nice little
Yeah, I
thing to
think
bring
maybe
back.
we should.
Mom doing the picture of the diner. Mom found this. Mom found all this fruit and stuff and veggies and whatever. Oh, are those like desserts? Oh, pies. Dad
That's
has.
what he's doing.
Dad's got pie.
I would give you one, but I just don't have. I figure you probably need a lot of ones in a given day.
So first things first, I went out this morning at. I left at 8:15. I remember that. I left at 8:15. I went out to do some drone work, and I thought, okay, it's going to be a nice day. The weather forecast is supposed to be pretty good the whole time we're here. So I went out early, and it was really foggy this morning. There was like this haze, kind of like a Smoky Mountains kind of look to the whole situation down here in the valley. And then as I drove out and got some elevation, the fog kind of lifted, and it was a beautiful day once I got outside the fog. And I was able to do some pretty good drone work out there with the sunlight hitting the trees and all that stuff. And then as the day went on, it just kind of turned into a cloudy day. We even got a little bit of drizzle at one point. But I got back. Sorry. And we headed up to Wellsboro, which is this really cute little town. Mom loves it, so it was kind of a nice thing for us all to do. We parked the car and we walked up and down the street and went to different shops. We went to kind of like the most random things. Like there was a shop that did stained glass, but not like stained glass windows, just stained glass ornaments. We found this little really cool store that had like all these like hand-turned wood bowls and yeah, tons of olive oil. I mean, hundreds of different versions of olive oil.
Local winery.
Yeah, and they had a wine situation right next to it. And then we got out of there and went a little bit further down and came across something called, what was it called? Pop's Culture or something like that. Yeah. And it was like a nerd store, straight up nerd store. Just like a lot of little knickknacks and toys, and it was basically a toy store for nerds. And it's one of those places that even me and my dad didn't outgrow it.
It's funny because they have so many. Now look at this. This is not Lincoln Balls. This is something called Roy Toy.
Say what?
Made in Maine.
It's called Roy Toy?
Yeah, and it's since 1930. It clearly was a
competitor of Lincoln Logs because you realize that Lincoln Logs are actually invented by John Lloyd Wright, Frank Lloyd Wright's son.
Well, how about that? I did not know that. And so we did that. We got some coffee, and then we drove back. Now we're back at the house, and we're just kind of chilling out for a little bit before we're heading out to dinner tonight. And then when we come back, we are not going to watch TV because there is no TV. And this whole experience has really kind of shone a light on my addiction to the internet. I have a problem. Probably need some sort of support group at this point, because holy crap, it's literally like, I think the fastest I clock the speed every day, and I think the fastest I've been able to clock it was 0.82 megabits a second, which is terrible, clearly. So you could basically, each person has to take turns going onto the network in order to just get like their text messages. The only thing we have been able to do is log on to our radio.com app on our phones and stream to the Sonos speaker that I have. So at least we have some sort of like entertainment. It's basically like the 1940s where families would gather around the old radio and listen to Little Orphan Annie. The power cut out last night in the middle of the night, and the generator, they have this full-on whole house generator with a massive propane tank attached to it. So clearly that's something that happens on a regular basis.
Well, this is our last night here, and it's been a lot of fun. The dogs have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. Matt kind of enjoyed it, and Daddy hurts. So I just want to say thank you to these two guys for allowing me to have my rustic cabin experience. Come here, buddy. And it was really, I mean, it is rustic, and the beds are not good, but and there's no internet, and you know, we can't, there's nothing, but it's really it's such a cute little cabin. And today we went up to Wellsboro. We took all the pictures of, it's a Hallmark town. It's just delightful. And tonight we went out to dinner to Santino's, and we had stromboli, and it was delicious. And it's like the best Italian restaurant here in Camel. and I think it's the only restaurant here in Camel, but it was really good. And the people were so nice. I mean, it was just a really good experience.
It was a hopping place.
It was a hop. It was. It was like pretty, you know, there was a lot of people because there's nowhere else to go. But still, it was really nice. We had a really good time. Did you have a good time?
I did.
Good.
I did.
Do you hurt, honey?
I do. But the leaves, the changing of the leaves makes my heart soar like a hawk. I love the leaf colors. The air is cool and crisp. So, and the location is great. You know, it's just unfortunately at my age, bad beds can wreck your body for weeks. So, that's the way it is, right? Nothing a little Advil won't cure,
That's
I
right.
guess,
You
over
know,
time.
better living through science. So
And-
that's what we're going to be doing tonight.
Chemicals, right?
Yeah, right. Anybody who wants to rent this cabin is looking for a rustic experience with indoor plumbing and pretty nice, but you don't have a bad back and you don't have any problems with you know, soft beds.
No, seriously, if you just want to sit quietly
It was
and
lovely.
read and just be in kind of nature, understanding the bed situation. When they say queen, they mean a full-size bed, not a queen-size bed. If you understand these things going in, one bathroom and low water pressure, but great water. The water's great.
It's
but
awesome.
No pressure, you know.
Yeah.
If you understand all those things, this is the place for you.
And let me tell you, this is exactly what I was looking for. Exactly what I was looking for. It's a little nipply out here on the porch. But it's brisk. It feels really good. And the cabin has stayed the temperature has been perfect in this cabin the whole week.
So another thing for you nature lovers, there's no light pollution out here. So once you look up through the canopy and there is an opening, the stars are
It's right there.
wonderful.
Yep.
Very, very, very nice. Good star view.
Okay, are you getting too cold? Daddy's getting
Alright,
too
and then
cold.
One last thing.
Okay.
This is gonna be the last clip of the video,
Okay,
and I need you to send the video out
okay.
by teasing the next video.
Oh! So this was an abbreviated Harding Family Adventure set because only Matthew could come. But the next one was going to be a full mega national park extravaganza to Acadia, Maine, which was scheduled for this past June. Of course, the stupid COVID killed that.
Because COVID.
And now we had to, so we didn't lose our deposit on this house on the water in Maine. We're going the last week of
October. Still the month of Nancy.
So Matthew is coming, and Chewy is coming, and us. David cannot come because he's in Texas, and I'm not sure that Allison and Bob will come, but we'll see. So that will be an abbreviated Harding Family Adventure set to Acadia National Park in Maine.
So stay tuned. And I have it on good authority that the beds in this place that I rented in Acadia are excellent. and we're gonna have 3 bathrooms, not 1. Everybody actually will have their own bathroom. So for Robert and for Matthew, it'll be a much better experience. And we're going to be right on the water with a fire pit. So hopefully we'll get some really nice fire pits with water and lots of sky. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. So stay tuned.
And we might see a moose.
And we might see him.